right if you guys can introduce yourself and give a brief background of when you guys fell in love with hip hop.
Oh, it's hip hop. Hey, my name is Paul Austin. I've been DJing for about close to 30 years, going back into the early 80s, and back when we used to pull out the milk crates full of albums and records and just go out in the parks and in the lot. We used to have a place called the lot where we used to just throw parties outside and just crank up the sound and music you could hear from blocks and blocks away, and we just used to go in all night long. So like I said, back in the early 80s we used to go out and get it in.
My name is Terrell Simmons, DJ T. Simmons. I've been DJing since 1984. I fell in love with hip hop. My first group I liked was Run DMC, and started from the basement to block parties to basketball courts at East Orange, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. That's when it was fun, you know. We used to block the streets off and just have a ball, bring the crates out, 12 or 15 crates out full of albums, and just rip it. No violence, everything was just positive, you know. I had to think about nothing. Music was like life out there, you know.
Absolutely.
Hi, my name is DJ Shaheed. I started back in, I would say, 80, 79, back when Cold Crush Brothers, Grandmaster Flash, all them guys came out. And we brung that beat to the high school, you know, doing parties from Ohio Court, Pennant Court, Baxter's Terrace, block parties on Orange Street in Newark, New Jersey. So we was really doing our thing. It was me and DJ Homicide. That's when I fell in love with hip hop. And hip hop still is right now, is a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying?
And me, I have to say I fell in love with hip hop in the beginning of it, 1976, growing up in Brooklyn. And actually became full-fledged into hip-hop when I moved to Newark. And I met him and Homicide. And a couple of other cats. We had Sergio, Stereo Lee.
Yeah.
Who else was with
Raul.
us? Raul. Scoop. You know, DJ Johnny Dangerous. You know, we had amongst a whole lot of people. Now, as far as the MCing, my MCing talent came back in 78, 79 as a young kid. And when we came over, what we used to do, going battle crews, we had a crew. We was one of the hardest, one of the well-known, legendary groups. I say what, top 2, top 3, hard rock crew.
Top 1.
We was like number 1 because but at the same time when we was battling, we had them crews that are like, we running back and forth New York. We had the Chill Out crew. We had who else? Like you said, we had the Crash crew. We had the Fearless 4. You had Treacherous 3. You had Cold Crush Brothers. You know,
Divine MCs.
Divine MCs, because he was the DJ for the Divine MCs, and I used to get with them universally and MC with them. But it's always me coming to the crew, or the hard rock crew. And then we had an offspring crew called the Short Shock MCs with DJ Sal, me and Sid. You know, we was like the first Run DMC, you know. And then, you know, this is like the essence of hip hop when we first started out. And we used to battle, and it's like when we go to battle other MCs, we caught a lot of envy. You know, you going on somebody else's territory and you battling their best crew they put in front of us, and we just shutting it down. You know, but it wasn't never no gun violence back then. It was never no gun violence.
Straight fun.
That's right.
So it was all straight fun. You battled the crews. After that, they see you the next time because we going to battle again, you know, because we going to get one on you. But then it never happened. So I can seriously say that, even from Wild Style, you know, even mentioning Wild Style, we was that crew. You know, we was that crew, and when they had that Budweiser Superfest, we placed at number 2. You know, and you know we was just a bunch of kids growing up, in the hip hop, having a lot of fun.
We used to get some serious
In the
battles
beginning,
in
serious
hallways
battles
in
in the hallways in high
Boundary.
school and Brown other high schools
Beatboxing.
wanted to come and they wanted to see who this crew was. And when they see who the crew was, we was the first crew to have a female.
I say we went to all the high schools.
Yeah.
We went up at East Orange. We
Yeah.
battled the Vicious 2 MCs.
Yeah,
Had a rap contest up there.
exactly.
Shabazz. We went to Central.
Central.
So we hit all the schools.
All the schools
in
even,
Newark.
even
In
even
East Orange.
even outside of Newark, we battled crews and you know, now, you know, you had growing up. I had the role models of Grand Wizard Theodore, DST. Who else was out there? Flash, Cutmaster DC, the Zulu Nation, African Bambaataa and them. Everybody was a part of Zulu Nation because Zulu Nation came as one. Before they was Zulu Nation, they was the Mustafa crew. You know, then they became Zulu Nation. And everybody, it was like a unity. You know what I'm saying? So then you had the other crews that came after that. But right now, we talking about the beginning, the essence of where the hip hop started at. You know what I mean?
Based upon what was going on in New York at the time, you know, while everything was being cultivated, what made Newark different and special?
Well, it really in as far as the rap, it really wasn't different because Newark sat so close to New York. You got to think, they was claiming your best MCs came out of the Bronx where hip hop started. You know, you can't change that. That's even down to the breakdance. Remember, I used to breakdance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, crews used to call, we go for a battle. They boys want to battle me breakdancing. But I was one of the best out there. You know? And even though I was affiliated with Crazy Legs and them from Rocksteady crew, you know, I wasn't a part of Rocksteady, but I was affiliated with them. You know? So, but our thing was hip-hop, breakdancing, because they carried each other. Wherever you seen hip-hop, you seen breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? We was the first crew to have 2 DJs.
Yeah.
We was the first crew, the hard rock crew, to have a female. Before it was Funky 4+1, Sweet Tea and them.
That's right.
You know? We was
Sweet.
we was the first crew to break barriers. We broke a lot of barriers. We may not have put it on the mainstream of the record, but we was that underground crew that a lot of your mainstream crews seen and they emulated. You know what I mean? They came out with it, this, that, and every time we seen something, we was like, that's us right there.
Yeah.
That's our style. You know? You know, so that's where the love of hip hop came from. Like you said, like, you know, I can speak for the 4 of us and say our love of hip hop came from, you know, what it was in the streets, because that was hip hop came from actually, and breakdancing came from actually something to do. It was you was taking away the boys club, the YMCA's, all that was being taken, so we had to come up with our own fun, especially me growing up in Marcy, growing up in Brooklyn, and I had Jay-Z living upstairs from me, and I had Chubb Rock living across the hall from me, I had MC Light in the other building, I had Special Ed around the corner from me, you know, but that was our way of, hip-hop was our way of having fun, staying out of trouble, staying off the streets. We made money from it. DJing, like Paul said, in the parking lots. Everybody breaking out their equipment, battling other DJs and stuff like that. But at the main point, it wasn't what it is today. What it is today is too much violence, you know?
I think that's... Oh, I'm sorry, Rick.
No, go ahead.
I think that's what the problem is, like you said. The kids really have nothing to do. You know, they have no guidance. They have nothing to look forward to, no one to show them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like you said, we woke up in the morning. We thrived on music.
Right.
These kids have nothing to thrive for. So
right.
It's good if they just know the history about Newark has a lot of talent. There's a
It
lot of people came out of Newark, East Orange, Irvington.
It was
you know
overflooded with talent.
You know, if they just had role models, I think it'd be less crime.
Yeah, because you think about it.
They're doing focus on.
Because you think about it, not to cut you off, T. But when we did it, it was like we still strived to graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like we was gonna say, "Oh, we dropping out of high school, I'm gonna become a rapper." It wasn't on that. We still strived to go to school. That was our main thing, just seeing each other the next day in school.
Right, seeing each other, having fun, yeah.
You know, we used to go, remember?
Broad Market.
Broad Market.
Broad Market.
We had a whole audience out there. Crews rapping, battling each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the hard rock crew, we was that crew that we took it and we went everywhere. We didn't care if it was Chicago. We didn't care if it was Connecticut. We didn't care if it was Philly. If you had a crew and you claimed yourself as being great and as being a lyricist, as good, and we had, I think I could say we had some of the most fierce MCs that was in our crew.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, can I really say that?
Yeah, you can say it, yeah.
You know, we had some of the best MCs in the tri-state, in the local area from New York to New Jersey, you know, on our team. We was a legit group. But we wasn't a, what would they say, a sellout group?
No, we wasn't a sellout.
We wasn't a sellout
on the
group.
streets.
You know what I'm saying? We was strictly underground. You know, we didn't get pimped by no, which we could have closed record deals. I mean, we had executives coming out seeing us and talent shows and stuff like that. I mean, but we just was one of them crews that never sold out.
Did you guys think that it would grow to what it is right now? That how you see the massive endorsements and just how it's accepted worldwide? Like what you guys were doing here in Newark is accepted in China. It's accepted in Europe.
Well, you know what? No, when we started it, no, because nobody wanted to listen to it. You know, nobody. You know, they didn't. Honestly, the truth, no.
They didn't call us. They didn't call what we was doing a talent. Just like breakdancing, they didn't call that dancing.
Right.
They looked at that. They're like,
we just
because it came from the inner cities.
That's all. Just
because it wasn't on Broadway.
Right.
It was in the inner cities. They laughed at it. They called us a bunch of hood rat kids doing crazy stuff. Then they wanted to incorporate breakdancing. What they doing? Fighting? No, they dancing. You know. So it didn't take. It took. Actually, it took Kid Capri, Italian kid, out of Long Island, to take hip hop up there and show them what it was all about. It took Kid Capri to do that. You know. But like I said, when they looked down on us, like even with rapping, they didn't call that music. They didn't look at it as an art form. They never thought it would be a billion-dollar industry. So can I say we contributed to that? Yeah, we contributed. Our generation contributed to that, to what it is. But the only thing difference is that we had talent. We spoke about something. It made sense, and it wasn't no violence. It wasn't no type of violence. Now you got a lot of gunplay. You know, this MC want to kill this one. This one, that we ain't had all the tattoos written all over us and everything and stuff like that, disrespecting women. We wasn't about that. Our form of rapping was about making the crowd move.
You gotta remember too, old school hip hop, it had rhythm, it had soul.
It had rhythm, it had soul.
You could bounce, you could dance to it. Now the hip hop you listen to now, well, some of them, you barely understand it. I mean, people just focus on the words. They didn't even think about the music. It's like, wow.
We took. If you look to your left, we took 2 turntables, a mic, and a mixer, right? We didn't have samplers back then. We had 2 Otis Redding records, 2 James Brown records, and we had a beat that the DJ had to catch for us to stay on time to rap to.
You had rhythm.
So we had rhythm. We created everything about hip hop back then. Was a creation, and when from that creation and the way it came down, came breakdancing. They used to breakdance to it. So we'll be MCing. You had somebody in the crowd breakdancing.
Right.
You know.
Actually, before we breakdance, we was pop locking.
It was pop locking. Yeah, because it came from the West Coast. That's right.
It was pop locking.
It was pop locking.
Everybody was pop locking.
Yeah,
right.
It was pop locking. Then the breakdancing came.
So my final question to you guys would be, the fact that you guys have all of this information and knowledge, and you guys have gone on to be successful, you know, African American males, the fact that the love of hip hop is still in your heart, what are you guys willing to do right now to mentor the youth, especially with what you see what's going on, you know, in our local communities? How can you guys use your knowledge and your love of hip hop to help try to, you know, jump in somewhere and you know, help guide these kids that may be interested in it? And I would like an answer from each of you, starting with you, sir.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think we can get together and do some kind of clinic work to incorporate the music, to teach kids how we used to do it back in the day to keep the history going forward. and just and mentor. We got to mentor. We got to be out there. We got to talk to the kids and let them know. Let them know where we came from and where the music can take you. It can keep you focused. It can give you goals. It can give you dreams and aspirations. It can lead you to different avenues.
Right. I think the kids need someone to talk to, to guide them, and let them know that you're here for them, because a lot of people don't want to listen to them. They want to hear them, but sometimes you got to listen to what they saying to really connect with these kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think they found love in the wrong place. They ain't getting it at home. They found it on the streets, and and the streets got their back. So that's their love. They just found love in the wrong place.
Right.
Well, I think with the music of today, like you said, the music of today, the kids need to separate that from reality. What they say on the record, or this, that, or I do this, or that, I have this. They need to separate that, because that's not reality. They're talking about doing this to a person or doing that to a person. They need to separate it from the music.
I agree with all three of them. And what I add on to that is that it's a choice. It's a choice of fantasy and reality. A video is a video. Music video is a music video.
You need to separate it.
You need to separate a video from reality. And that's what a lot of kids is getting confused about. You got a lot of record companies coming to them saying, "Oh, I can get you this. I could put $5 million in your pocket, this, that, and the other. Oh, you can catch a gun charge. We'll beat that." No. It's all about guidance, getting in their head, putting them in the right direction, and letting them know the difference between fantasy life and reality. And that's what it's about.
Okay, and so one last time, can I get everyone's name in case the young people want to look you guys up on Facebook, starting with you?
Again, DJ Paul Austin.
DJ T. Simmons.
DJ Shaheed, Marvin Hubbard.
DJ Rick